Hey, Sophia. I'm so glad we're diving into this topic today. I feel like it's something many people might have experienced, maybe without even realizing it. The idea of intense affection feeling magical at first. Hola, Isabella. Absolutely. I completely agree. It's such a crucial conversation, especially because it often begins with what feels like a fairy tale, right? We're talking about love bombing here, and it starts with grand gestures, constant messages, big promises, a really, really fast attachment. It feels so romantic, powerful, certain, doesn't it? Like, wow, this person is really into me. Yeah, exactly. Like, you feel seen, you feel chosen. It's intoxicating, truly. But then, what's the shift? When does that magic turn into something else, something a little less healthy? Well, the thing is, Isabella, it's about the intent behind that intensity. See, when that intensity is used to secure attachment quickly, before genuine trust can actually build organically, it creates a bond that's rooted in overwhelm rather than true stability. It's not about connection, it's about control, or a very deep need, The definition itself is quite telling. It's overwhelming someone with excessive attention, affection, promises, or gifts early in a relationship to accelerate attachment and increase emotional dependency. That last part, emotional dependency, that's key.
Oh, emotional dependency. That really hits home. It makes me wonder, though, what's the driving force behind this kind of behavior? Nobody just wakes up and decides to, love bomb someone, right? There has to be a deeper why there.
The need often driving love bombing is, first and foremost, rapid attachment. They want to secure that connection very, very quickly. There's also a desire for security, a sense of control, and often a really deep-seated fear of abandonment. They want to lock you in, so to speak, before you have a chance to leave.
So it's coming from a place of fear then, not necessarily pure, unadulterated love, even if it feels like it at the beginning.
Precisely. The root cause is often attachment anxiety. There's this profound fear that natural pacing, a slow, organic development of a relationship, just won't be enough to secure the connection. It stems from a core belief, often subconscious, that says, if I don't lock this in quickly, I'll lose it. It's a desperate attempt to prevent perceived loss, rather than an expression of healthy, confident affection. It's not about them truly loving you in a stable way, but about them trying to secure themselves through you, if that makes sense.
Wow, that's really insightful, Sophia. It makes so much sense now why it feels so powerful, especially for the person receiving it. If someone has that core belief and then they act on it, the person on the other end is just getting this incredible, intense validation.
Oh, it does feel incredibly powerful. And that's part of the trap, right? For the love bomber, it creates this intense bonding very quickly. It produces these really strong dopamine highs, both for the giver and initially for the receiver too. It secures attention quickly, reduces uncertainty because everything feels so certain and meant to be, and it makes the person feel deeply desired and needed. For someone with that underlying anxiety, this feels like success, like I'm doing it right. But it's a false sense of security,
So it's almost like a self-reinforcing cycle for the person doing the love bombing. They get that hit, they feel powerful and in control, and it encourages them to keep doing it. And the person receiving it is caught in that high too.
Exactly. It's a quick fix, a powerful rush. It avoids the discomfort of natural relationship building, which requires patience, vulnerability, and, a slow unveiling of trust. This intensity bypasses all that. It's a shortcut to a feeling of deep connection. But as we'll see, it comes at a very, very high price.
A high price indeed. So if we pull back the curtain a bit, what's the true cost of this kind of intense, accelerated bonding? On a deeper level, what does it do to a person? Both the one giving and receiving, I guess.
Well, Isabella, the costs are profound and touch every part of our being. Neurobiologically, it strengthens intensity-based attachment patterns. Your brain starts associating love not with stability or calm, but with adrenaline, with those big highs and lows. Psychologically, your emotional regulation weakens. Normal pacing, a healthy slow build, starts to feel boring or even unsafe because you're used to the adrenaline. Like, is this even real if it's not intense?
Oh, that's scary. So, like, your brain rewires itself to only recognize love in extreme forms? Precisely. Relationally, trust destabilizes when that intensity can't be sustained, which it rarely can be. The other person often starts to feel manipulated or just overwhelmed, which is very damaging. Identity-wise, you become someone who bonds through escalation, through these dramatic bursts, rather than through consistent, steady connection. And on a spiritual or existential level, your alignment with patience and authenticity weakens. Love becomes a performance, a grand show, rather than a truly grounded, reciprocal connection. It's all about the show, not the slow build.
My goodness, Sophia, that's a lot to unpack. And I can only imagine what happens if someone repeats this pattern for like years and years. What's the future trajectory for someone who just keeps reinforcing this love bombing style?
It's quite a difficult trajectory, Isabella. If someone repeats this for years, their relationships will consistently begin intensely and then end abruptly. Partners over time become anxious or suspicious of their motives. Emotional highs and lows become their relational norm, and actual stability starts to feel unsatisfying or even boring. They may also attract trauma bond dynamics because that's what feels familiar. And ironically, their attachment anxiety, the very thing they were trying to solve, actually increases rather than decreases. Breakups feel cataclysmic because of all that intensity investment. And sadly, their self-worth becomes entirely tied to how intensely they are received, not who they actually are.
That's so heartbreaking. It sounds like a really lonely path, despite all the attention at the start. What about the people around them? Is there like collateral damage?
Absolutely. There's significant collateral damage. Partners may feel emotionally manipulated, which is a horrible feeling to carry. Children who observe these intense cycles may internalize instability as what romance should look like, creating their own unhealthy patterns. And social circles, well, they may begin to view the person as volatile in relationships, which damages their reputation and trust with friends too. If this is reinforced for 5 to 10 years, it truly becomes their bonding style, their emotional baseline, their attachment pattern, their relational reputation, and ultimately their identity.
It paints such a stark picture, Sophia. But you always bring hope, so I have to ask, is there an upgrade path? Like, if someone recognizes this pattern in themselves, can they actually shift it? What does that look like?
Oh, Isabella, absolutely. There is always hope, and there is always a path to upgrade. If you interrupt this pattern now, the changes are profound. First, your emotional regulation strengthens immensely. Relationships start building on steady trust rather than fleeting intensity, which is so much more fulfilling. Your anxiety actually decreases because pacing feels safe and natural. Attachment becomes secure and reciprocal. You know, self-respect grows from authenticity, not from performance, which is just so much more grounding. Wow. Stability begins to feel fulfilling. That's a huge shift from it feeling boring. What's the first step for someone to start this upgrade? Exactly. Integrity stabilizes across intimacy. Earned pride replaces intensity-driven validation. And your identification with your higher nature, patience, sincerity, grounded love, becomes dominant over that fear-based escalation. Alignment with steady connection replaces adrenaline attachment. The upgrade is actually quite simple, yet powerful. Slow the pace intentionally. Match your effort to the time you've known someone. Let trust build gradually, naturally, rather than forcing acceleration. And for a reflection tool, before escalating affection, pause and ask yourself, am I building connection or trying to secure it before it's earned? That pause, that question, it can truly change everything.
Wow, Sophia, what a journey we've taken today. We've truly unpacked the complexities of love bombing, from its initial magic to its deep-seated causes, and most importantly, the powerful path to upgrading to authentic, secure connection. Thank you for always bringing such clarity.
It's been a vital conversation, Isabella. And for all of you tuning in, if this episode resonated with you, please do us a huge favor and like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to our channel. Your support truly helps us reach more people.
Absolutely. And remember to connect with the Good Life Guide community on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. That's right.
Whether you prefer to sit back and relax watching on YouTube or listen on the go through Spotify and your other favorite podcast platforms, we've got you covered. And for even more in-depth resources and tools, make sure to visit our website at www.goodlifeguide.org. Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly love spreading awareness on these crucial topics and are so incredibly grateful for the amazing community we're building together. From both of us, thank you for being a part of the Good Life Guide. Until next time, stay well, stay authentic.